I want to start by welcoming everyone to the new school year. Hope you all have gotten off to a great start. Glad to have you all back. Great to see some returning faces and a couple of new faces. We're going to take a moment and do some introductions in just a few minutes. Breezy, did you want to welcome everyone as well?
Sure. Welcome everyone. I'm Breezy Gutierrez with the College and Career Readiness Bureau. One of my job descriptions is to oversee early college high school. So if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. But I know that pretty much all your questions will be answered by Kelly.
Not necessarily, but I can always find the answers. I will definitely find it for you. So speaking of welcome and introductions, I'm Kelly Kennedy. I'm with NS4Ed. We work with PED to provide support to early college high schools. My colleague, Ricky Williams, is here. I believe Jamisa Williams is going to be joining us shortly. And Joseph is on an airplane. Joseph Goins, our CEO. Because we do have some new faces in the room, I would like to take a minute for everyone to introduce themselves, tell a little bit about themselves, if you will. As I said, I'm with NS4Ed. I've been in education for years, principal, curriculum coordinator, teacher, higher ed, and K-12. And if you want to just unmute and pop in and introduce yourself, I'd appreciate it. I am going to take the screen share off for just this moment so that we can see faces.
Good afternoon. I'm Dr. Hunter from the Middle College High School on the UNM Gallup campus. We've been in existence since 2002, so we might be the old man on the scene.
Hello, I'm Gabby Alanis, and I'm principal at Arrowhead Park Early College High School in Las Cruces.
Hello, everyone. I'm Laura Coles. I'm the new principal of Early College High School here for Grant-Cebolla County Schools, and I'm also the early childhood coordinator for the district.
Hello, everyone. I'm Liliana de la Garza, and I am the principal at Alta Vista Early College High School in Gaston School District.
And I'm Catherine Angel. I'm the counselor at Alta Vista Early College High School.
Hello, folks. Oh, oopsie, knew that was going to happen.
No, go for it.
Okay, I'm Robert Jessen. I'm the new head of school at the master's program in Santa Fe, and I was a previous professor at that institution known as the College of Santa Fe, which closed, and then I went back into teaching at Juan de los Sol Charter School and was head of that school, and now I'm the new head of the master's program.
Welcome.
I'm Lee Cavazos Galvez. I am the principal at College and Career High School in Albuquerque. We are at CNM's main campus.
And I'm Matt Krause. I'm the assistant principal at CCHS, also on CNM's main campus.
Seth Martinez, San Juan College High School. We're located in Farmington on the San Juan College campus.
Hi, I'm Chantel Phelps. I am the new early college principal at Hobbs High School.
Good afternoon. I believe I'm Ricky Williams. I am the director of state partnerships with NS4Ed. Spent about 31 years in education, the last 8 of that as superintendent down in Hagerman. So I'm a year removed.
My name is Sunny Buddha Thornburg. I'm getting an unstable internet connection, so I don't know if you can hear me. I am an early college high school liaison and teacher and 504 and SAT chair for School of Dreams Academy, a public charter in Los Lunas.
And Jamisa, I think that leaves you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Dr. Jamisa Williams. I am Vice President of School Services with NS4Ed. Thank you all for being here with us today. I am located in Greensboro, North Carolina, where we are currently experiencing a flood. So my internet's kind of unstable, so I'm probably gonna have my video off, but I'll turn it back on if I need to say anything. And I so apologize about that, but I won't let you know why you can't see me. Thank you for being here.
Thanks. Yvonne, how are you? Good to see you. We've just introduced ourselves. If you would like to take a minute and introduce yourself to everyone, you know quite a few of them already from convenings, but Yvonne, can you hear us? Okay. So I'm going to go back to sharing my screen. Looking at some things that are ahead for the year from PED and NS4Ed. Obviously, we're going to be having our check-in meetings. Those will be monthly. They will be at this time on Mondays, 1:30. Hopefully this time works well for everyone. I know for several years we've had them at 9 o'clock on Tuesdays. If not, we can always reassess and schedule them at different times, just trying to be consistent so people know when to expect them. If you go to the registration link for the check-in meetings, which you will find on the resource site, that shows the dates that are already on the calendar. Again, that's once a month. One of the things that Breezy and I have talked a lot about is finding ways to build more discussion in this year so that it's not just a time we come together and boom, 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 we do a couple of quick announcements and we leave. We want to make the time valuable for you so that things that can be handled in an email can be handled in an email. So yes, there will be some announcements and all, but at the same time, we want to build in more interactivity, and we're really going to work to do that this year with your help. We're also looking at some new types of professional learning, in addition to possibly doing some synchronous sessions where we're reviewing the design principles of early college high schools. We're also in the process of developing some asynchronous courses that can be taken at your convenience. We're also looking at developing some courses or synchronous virtual meetings around topics that you might be interested in. That could include things like recruiting, transportation, finding outside sources of funding, all of those types of things. Additionally, we do have a library of many courses, and NS4Ed has a library of many courses, primarily around CTE. However, you will also have access to those, and we will provide links so that you can access them should you choose to do so, or share them with your faculty, because they are available to all educators in New Mexico. We're also looking at several other types of support for you. One is something we're calling a backpack series. It's helping you develop or customize some materials or sharing materials around topics like outreach and recruitment. How do you reach those hard to reach families and get them involved? Building partnerships and creating and MOUs. How do you use labor market information? How do you set your target population so that you are ensuring equitable access? All of those things. Seth suggested in the November convening of last year, I guess, that we come up with a repository of things that we can share with one another so that we're not recreating the wheel. So that's what we want to try to do this year, is develop this backpack series of documents that you can take and sort of tweak to make them yours and fit your program. And we're benefiting one another in that sharing. We're also looking at 4 convenings again this year, and we're hoping that there won't be anything that cancels any of them. Who knows, but we are going to keep our fingers crossed. We have already scheduled those. I will say they're still in the very, very, very early stages of planning, but I did want to go ahead and give you some dates to put on your calendar. And I know a couple people are here that are going to be hosting, so please mark your calendar. And again, this will be available to you afterwards. For October 24th, more details will be forthcoming on each of these as we begin to finalize some details. We're going to Sunny's school at a School of Dreams Academy in Los Lunas. December 5th, we're going to Gabby's school, Arrowhead Early College High School in Las Cruces. That is the convening we had to cancel last year as cases were going up with Omicron. January 30th, we're going to Clovis Early College High School in Clovis. And finally, on March 27th, we're going to Bond Wilson in Kirtland. All of these are Mondays. This is based on feedback from you all in the survey. Hopefully we find Monday works well as far as travel for everyone. They are all over the state. So we're hoping that you all are encouraged to come and visit other programs, learn about them. Again, ECHS-NM covers the cost of food, the cost of your hotel. So we do hope that you will join us. And again, we will share more information as they get closer. Questions on convening dates? Okay. So looking at discussion and discussion topics, I'm going to share this link in the chat and ask that you go to this Nearpod presentation. When you go to it, it will ask you to enter your name. We have 2 questions for you today that I'd like for you to provide some feedback on. The first is topics you would like to discuss in future check-in meetings, something that would take about 15 minutes or so, where we're tossing some ideas out. One example might be, what is a recruitment strategy you used last year, very successful, that was very successful? What is one way you've addressed a transportation issue at your school? So if you will pop a couple of things in there, and you can always come back to this if you really want to think about it, because this link will be in this presentation. And if at any point over the next couple of weeks, you think, I should have put that there, go back, stick it in, so we have a record of it. I don't know if this puts it in live for me. Let's see. Give you just a few minutes if anyone would like to put some things in there. If you, again, want to come back, you can. You may also choose to hit the arrow to the right on your own screen, where you can then see topics for professional learning. So I'm going to give you 5 minutes to put things in either of those 2, either or both. You can also go in. I see some people already doing that. And if it's something you agree, oh, I should have thought about that, or put it, or that's what I was going to write, you can mark it, and it shows other people, shows that you're also interested in it. About 2 more minutes. Again, don't forget to go over to the next screen where you can enter possible topics for professional learning, and those would be anywhere from 1 to 3 hours that we would put together, either synchronous or asynchronous. Some good ones. Okay, again, you can always come back and add to this, so please do. I did want to touch base on the resource site, simply because we are going to be doing a full redesign of the site. We've had the early college site for several years now, and I've been updating it as needed. However, my background is educational technology, but not in the behind the scenes. It's how to use it in a classroom. Although I do some web work and I update the resource site. But we hired a web design, user experience, front-end developer at NS4Ed, and he's amazing. And I can't wait for him to do the redesign of the website to make it much more user-friendly and much more up-to-date for you, where you can easily find things and resources that you need. We do still plan to do the spotlights, and I have not mentioned it since the convening in April, because I knew this redesign was coming down the pike. For example, Dr. Hunter, I know I have almost everything I need from you to put your page together. I've actually got a template together, but we're going to sort of put those on pause until this redesign is complete. It shouldn't take long once he gets started on it. And then we'll pick right back up and I'll send out information on that spotlight where we want to spotlight every program where you're highlighting some things that you do really, really well. And it can be used as a recruiting and outreach tool for you. Not to mention, helps us learn more about the programs that we each have. So again, that updated website will be coming soon, and I'm pretty excited about it. Now, before we go to any other announcements, I want to stop for a minute and ask, if you will, if you're willing to share, one thing that's a win for your school or your program as you start the year out, a win. You can just come off mute if you will.
I'll share. So I'm going to say this is a win. Where's Yvonne? Because she's going to help. We're going to make this a win. We received funding. We've been trying to implement intervention programs, and we've tried a couple of different things over the past, I'd say, year and a half. And so at the last minute this summer, we received funding to become an AVID site. So we were rushed, but we got an AVID team together. We took them to training this summer. We are offering for the first time an AVID elective course for 2 groups of students, a group of 9th and 10th graders. They actually had to apply to get in. And so we're going to see if that is an intervention that can help some of our students that we like to call are lacking some of the school sense, right? They're good students, good to average students. They said they had to apply. So one of the things we said is like, you have to want to be part of this program. And so we'll see how that goes.
That's great news. I look forward to hearing how that goes. One of the topics people wanted to discuss was interventions. And so keep us in the loop on how things are going.
I'd just like to share that we had a back to school night that was actually in the Santa Fe Community College campus, where parents showed up and we said, none of your students are behind. They're where they are, and enjoy the school year as much as possible. And it was very positive, and I was very happy to be back on campus.
That is great news. Sort of related to that, one of the things I always found to be helpful, you talk about positive news, is as a principal, I always ask my teachers within the first 2 weeks of school to contact every parent with one piece of positive news. And whether it was your child's smile lights up the room when they walk in each day. And the sooner the better, so that when you might have to contact them for reasons that might not be so positive, they've already heard something really nice from you, be it voicemail or via email where they can share it with their children. I found that pays back huge. Other ones. I see a couple of people have joined us since we did the introductions. And Gregory, as you're new, if you did not introduce yourself and tell a little bit about yourself, I'm going to ask you to do that again. Again, I will share that I'm Kelly Kennedy with ECHS-NM. My colleagues Ricky Williams and Jamisa Williams are also here today. And we work with PED and Breezy Gutierrez to support early college high schools in New Mexico. So Gregory, I'll ask you to introduce to start with that one.
Well, first of all, I apologize. Can you hear me?
Yes.
I do apologize for coming in late. I was just having a meeting with the college. We're trying to build bridges or build better bridges between the Carlsbad Early College High School and SENMC, which we are joining campus with. So, excuse me, my phone is dinging. My name is Gregory Van Goitsnoven. Everybody calls me Mr. Van. It's much easier. As I said, I am the principal here at the Carlsbad Early College High School. We share a campus with the SENMC, which is the Southeastern New Mexico College. That's the new name. They were UNM, I believe, no, NMC last year. Lots of changes going on. So positive, we're moving in the right direction. We're building bridges with the college and designing new platforms that our students can work on, but that's the short version.
Well, it's nice to meet you. I was going to ask you what it was students called you, particularly since Stacy introduced us via email and said they called you doctor, and I couldn't remember exactly what it was, but thank you.
Mr. Van is much easier. So yeah, when you see that big long name, it's just, we'll take the first 3 letters.
Christina, will you share a little?
Hi, I'm Christina Estrada from Alamogordo High School. I'm the counselor for the early college program. So this is our 2nd year to it. We have most of our students now taking their college courses, but we weren't able to keep them up at the college, so they get shuttled back and forth from the college to back to the high school. It's not the ideal setup that Dr. Callentine and I had, but it's working. And then we have our 1st year freshmen at the high school here. So we're still trying to figure out how to get their classes, their high school requirements done, and allowing them to do their college classes all at the college. So that's where we're at.
Breezy, anyone else? Are there other announcements or information you would like to share with the group?
I'd like to share. So DACC received a National Science Foundation. It was a National Science Foundation grant. And so that is going to be for future students in the STEM program. And so the first thing is that the primary focus is going to be to recruit students and scheduling them with STEM courses in the spring. So we're going to be meeting with Dr. Moreno from DACC on Friday for more information on that.
Great news.
I do have an announcement if nobody has heard yet. Secondary LEAs can now report when students earn a post-secondary degree. This is in your STARS reporting, and the credential codes are 185 Associate of Art degree, 186 Associate of Science degree, 187 Associate of Applied Art degree, and 188 Associate of Applied Science degree. So those would go in for the credentials for performance indicator 5S1. And so they only apply to the secondary schools, not the post-secondary. So it would be the secondary schools reporting this, not a post-secondary.
Breezy, if you'll send that information to me, I can also send that out in our next email too.
I will.
Can you elaborate a little bit on that?
In reference to, so in your STARS reporting, we have a performance indicator that states specific schools that are using Perkins funding are using it to establish credentials for their students. So now we've added those 4 new credentials on the list. So like, for example, there was like first aid and CPR was 105. Nursing, CNA nursing was another numbers. So now we added the degrees that students are getting as a high school student as a credential on the list. Does that answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
is that a statewide performance indicator? Or is that a specific performance indicator for only certain early college high schools?
So you can report them whether or not you get the Perkins funding or not. So you can report that your students are getting credentials. So it is statewide.
And it's for all secondary schools, not
All
just
secondary,
college.
yeah, all secondary schools.
Any other announcements, information you'd like to share? Again, I want to encourage you, if you have not contributed to the Nearpod boards, to please do so. We're going to be pulling that information off as we look to planning for meetings. I also will be posting the recording and this presentation on the website. The resource site you can find at HTTPS. And on that website at the top, you will see, go there so you can see. Share quickly. You see the resource site here at the top. If you go to resources, you will see past event resources. I've already created the space for today, but the presentation and the video are obviously not complete or uploaded. But that's where you will find those, should you want to refer back to that, or should you want to go back in and enter some information in those Nearpod boards. Jamisa, Ricky, anything else you would like to add?
No, but, well, I guess I do. You guys, as much support as you need, don't hesitate to give us a call, run some things by us, and we'll be happy to work with you.
Absolutely.
And thank you all again so much for being here today. I look forward to seeing all of your Nearpod responses. From what is already populated, there are some really great ideas. And again, this is so that our service can be prescriptive to your needs. So think intentionally about what you would like for that to look like, and just let us know by responding to that Nearpod. We're putting that together.
Great. I also want to echo Ricky's comment. Please don't hesitate to reach out if you've got a question, you don't know the answer, you don't know where to turn. Feel free to run it past us. We'll always find somebody who can help answer your question. If there's nothing further, then I'm going to wish you all a great afternoon, and we will see you all next month, if not sooner for some reason, but look forward to a great year again, and look forward to seeing you all on October 24th. Take care, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank
Take care.
you.
Have a great afternoon.